Take a deep breath. I know how heavy your heart feels tonight as you sit alone in the quiet. You have been carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, trying to keep every single piece from falling. You are the woman who fixes things, the one who prays for everyone else, yet you feel so very alone. To the woman who is tired of waiting, tired of hoping, and just plain tired, this message is for you. We live in a world that tells us to keep going, to do more, and to never let them see us crumble. But what if the exhaustion you feel is actually an invitation to finally let go and let God take the lead? You have been pouring from an empty cup for so long that you have forgotten what it feels like to be filled. You have spent years wondering if your faithfulness will ever be rewarded with the love you so deeply desire to give. Maybe you are watching everyone else get their prayers answered, while yours seem to bounce off the ceiling every single night. It is hard to keep a smile on your face when your soul is weeping from the fatigue of just staying strong. You wonder if God has forgotten the secret petitions of your heart while He blesses everyone else in your social circle. But I want to remind you that being tired is not a sign of failure. It is a sign of human limit. You were never meant to carry the burdens of your future, your family, and your heart all by your own strength. Have you ever considered that the silence you hear from heaven isn't distance, but a holy moment of deep preparation? Sometimes God allows us to reach the end of ourselves so that we can finally discover the beginning of His great power. You might feel like you are falling behind, but in God's kingdom, there is no such thing as being late. He is a master weaver, pulling together threads of disappointment and delay to create a masterpiece you cannot see quite yet. I know it hurts to see another year pass without the change you have been fasting and praying for so desperately. You look in the mirror and see the fatigue in your eyes, wondering how much longer you can keep this pace up. But what if the wait was never about your worthiness, but about the depth of the foundation God is currently building? A tall building requires a deep foundation, and perhaps your roots are growing deep in this difficult season of silent waiting. You are not a project to be finished. You are a daughter to be loved, cherished, and held through the storm. So many times we try to manufacture our own miracles because we are afraid that God might just let us down. We manipulate situations and stay in relationships that drain us because we are starving for any kind of affection and validation. But your Father has a banquet prepared for you, and He doesn't want you to fill up on things that won't satisfy. Exhaustion often comes when we try to do God's job for Him by worrying about the how and when of life. When you try to control the timeline of your life, you end up carrying a burden that was never meant for you. Can you imagine the peace that would come if you truly believed that your future is already held in His hands? You don't have to perform to be loved by the Creator, and you certainly do not have to be perfect for Him. Your scars tell a story of survival, but your healing will tell a story of the goodness of a God who restores. It is okay to admit that you are weary, and that you do not have all the answers for your current situation. There is a sacred beauty in the woman who can say, "I am tired, but I still trust the one who made me." Think about the seasons of nature. Nothing blooms all year round, and yet we expect ourselves to be constantly in flower. This season of winter in your soul is not a waste of time. It is a season of resting and necessary regrouping. What if the very things you are grieving right now are the things God is removing to make room for something better? It takes a tremendous amount of courage to stay soft in a world that is constantly telling you to be hard. Don't let your exhaustion turn into bitterness, because bitterness is a weight that will eventually pull you under the dark water. Instead, take those heavy emotions to the feet of the one who promised to give rest to all who are heavy laden. He sees the tears you cry when the house is quiet and the world is finally asleep and you feel forgotten. He knows the names of the people you have lost and the dreams you have had to bury for a little while. Nothing is wasted in His economy, not a single tear, and certainly not a single prayer you spoke in your brokenness. You are being refined in the fire, not to be consumed, but to come out as pure gold for His divine purpose. True strength is not found in never falling, but in having the faith to reach up for His hand every time. Your worth is not defined by your relationship status, your productivity, or how well you keep your life together right now. Why do we spend so much energy trying to convince others of our value when the King has already called us royalty? You are a masterpiece in progress, and the artist is not finished with the canvas of your life just because it's messy. Take a moment to stop striving and just be still, knowing that He is God and He is for you today. You do not have to figure out the next 10 years tonight. You just have to trust Him for the next step. Let go of the need to understand why things happened and hold on to the promise of His presence through it all. Peace is not the absence of trouble, but the presence of God in the middle of your most exhausting, difficult storms. You are stronger than you think you are, but you were never meant to be strong enough to do this alone. Lean into the community of faith and let others carry the torch for you when your own light feels a bit dim. What if the breakthrough you have been waiting for is standing just on the other side of this final moment of surrender? Don't give up now, because the dawn is coming and His mercies are new every morning regardless of your weary past. You are seen, you are known, and you are loved with an everlasting love that does not depend on your performance. Rest your weary heart in the truth that He is making all things new, including the tired pieces of your soul. You can sleep in peace tonight knowing that the Creator of the stars is watching over your heart and your future. Your journey is not a sprint. It is a walk with a Savior who knows the way and loves your company.